Alright guys, so I'm back in the barn house again. You can see here that I am not really liking the sump pump at all. I think the water is too high, and I think that mechanism over here, I don't like that little floaty thing. It's not been working well for me. So actually I bought a different sump pump. This is one of my sump pumps that I had in a rain barrel. Which was like pumping water to plants and stuff, but I'll show you the different sump pump that I got. And this is a different sump pump I got. It's got a different mechanism. This floaty goes up. It's a little bit shorter, which I like because I want the level of the water to be a lot lower. So I'm probably going to need to take the other sump pump out. All I gotta do is unscrew the whole system, and yeah, look, this is, I don't really like that. I should have had it higher and sloping downwards. But anyway, so this is the other sump pump I got. It's a Barracuda. I don't know. I got this from Menards. And this has this mechanism, so the water level is going to be a lot lower. Let me see that. It's going to like whoop, bloop. Okay, so that's different from the floaty mechanism right there. Which the floaty mechanism is kind of annoying me because the little thing has to like tilt over, and I like versus the two different sump pumps. So let me detach and the sump pump from the bottom, from the top up here. Like, whoops. Since I'm crawling around these things right here, I'm gonna be careful not to drop my phone into the water right there. So I mean, all I gotta do is unscrew this thing, screw it right here. So I don't know what I'm complaining about. And then I'll detach it right there, and then test it, and then I'll show you the differences between the two sump pumps. So you don't need me see me detaching the sump pump. Alright, so here's the difference between the two sump pumps. This one is a little floaty, goes up, and then that little sensor inside there, I guess a rock or whatever, you know, that goes up and works that way. This one goes up, bloop, hits the switch on, drains the water. So comparison height, they're almost both the same height, same horsepower, 1/3 horsepower. Works very similar, but I think in general I like this one better because of how low it is comparatively to how high the water is going to be. Now if you look inside the tub right there, whoop, a lot of water. Now I want that water to be a lot lower. I do not want to be that high. You know, I do not want that water to be that high. It's too high. And I want it to be continuously draining. So in that case, this sump pump is way better because it'll be continuously going up and down, up and down. You know, let's hope the sump pump doesn't fail. Versus this one, where you can see the height somewhere up there by the time, maybe up there, by the time that sensor clicks it on. Let me see. So it goes very slowly. So when you go, you know, there we go, somewhere up there. So you have static friction taking place inside there, and sometimes, you know, the water's way too high. Now all I gotta do is detach this guy, just, you know, attach it on there, and you'll see the pump, and see how this works out. So let me detach all these things. They're about the same height again, and yeah, we'll install this sump pump. Actually, this sump pump was cheaper because I got it on sale at Menards, versus this sump pump is at Lowe's. So this was $138, that was $119. Yeah, Menards is definitely cheaper when it comes to sump pumps. So a sump pump like this was about $200 at Lowe's, and yeah, so I mean, you can do the price comparison. Definitely I'm going with this, the Barracuda, versus the Lowe's one. Lowe's is usually $20-30 more expensive than Menards, so yeah, I'm going with the the Menards sump pump versus the Lowe's one. So let's see how they work out. One ring attachment is the same. That's a 1.5 inch pipe going to a 1 1/4 coupling, and I just removed it from the other one, and there we go. Gonna screw that in right there. Pretty easy, not very hard, and then I'm gonna attach the whole system again, so they make it easy. So it's actually not very hard. Now I'm gonna use this sump pump in one of my rain barrels again. So where it's coming down the gutter spout, I'm gonna be pumping that into in my pond that I have for the ducks and the geese and stuff. So it's gonna come off my my barn and go into a rain barrel, and it's gonna get pumped into the pond. In the meantime, I'm gonna use this guy down there, and I'm not gonna let. The whole reason why I didn't let the water drain was to make sure that I have enough water inside there to test the pump out. So I didn't want to sit and wait for water to fill. There's a lot of junk inside there. So let me not drop my phone in there. All right, sump pump installed in there. Well, I'm gonna connect it, but there we go. Let's see how this works out. Let's see. There you go. I just need to adjust the hoops. Oh, that's not good. This location here a little bit. Just get it in there. Versus. Oh, maybe I'll turn this around this way. There we go. Do a little bit of finagling here to get these to align. And there we go. Now, as soon as I plugged it in, that float should be way high, and should work technically immediately. All right, so sorry, I'm trying to do all this while holding a phone. Not the easiest thing in the world. Oh shit! I can hear rocks being pumped in there. It's not very good. I didn't think about that. Well, you can see that pump is working, and I use this little string to lower the pump in there. So now that is going to be draining the water at a lot lower level, so that the water level won't be as high in the surrounding area. So that will be continuously working better than this pump right here, which is, again, as you saw it earlier, came in there, it was super high, but I like this one. So this is going to be continuously pumping water at lower levels and holding the water at a lower level. So that is what I want. That is what I want. I don't want the water level to get too high. Which, obviously when you have a crawl space, you want the water in the surrounding area, like hypothetically the water table, to be as low as possible. And that is what I like. So, cheaper pump, I think Barracuda is a better quality. I can't remember the name of this pump right here, but yeah, I like that sump pump better, and it's gonna hold that water level low, and that's exactly what I want. Now about the rocks, I think the surrounding rocks are gonna get pumped, so that's gonna turn on very soon. Let me see. That means it's a high water level right there. Now what I don't want is that water level to be pumped, getting so high so fast. It's been raining a lot. As you can see, there's water flowing in from the outside. That means we don't have proper So the French drains, you need to build some French drains around the house properly, and ensure that, you know, the good water drains out from the gutters, and like, you know, unfortunately you have a wall right there, so water from the outside is coming right in. Now obviously you have all your gutters and stuff, but you need French drains, you know, around the house, to pull the water away from the house. But you can see that, yeah, see the rain? It's been raining a lot. Now the best thing to do is maybe put a sump pump on the outside of the house too. And you know, that's not a bad idea. You know, build some French drains, build it into a pump system, and then just pump that water out. But that's obviously a lot of work, and you know, I'm not going to get it done in the time that winter is going to come and finish, you know. Yeah, you can slowly see the water draining up. I like it. That's good. So, in general, I like the different styles of pumps. Well, I guess the float more in general. So the different style versus what we have right here. So there you go, guys. That's the discussion between the two pumps. So you can see that it's filling up fast. So I'm glad that water level is going to be a lot lower. What I'm going to do is extend this pipe, have it a little bit higher, so that water drains out and not back into the pump. Maybe I'll put another coupling on this side here somewhere, just make it a little bit higher. Yep. So that's being pumped out. That's good. All right. Let me put up the wires and then start on some of this other work that I need to get done. Today I'm gonna jack up some of these floors, and I can show you that in a later discussion, a later video. So, quick discussion. Look at that. The water level is a lot lower than the previous water level in the previous pump, so that's a good thing. I tried adjusting the float in that one, but it didn't really work out properly. But this water is filled up quick. And if this pump does a job, it's going to be keeping that water level really, really low, hypothetically in the water table that surrounds this whole area. So, hypothetically, that's exactly what I want when keeping this this whole crawl space dry. Because the water coming into the crawl space is one issue, but the water that's stagnating, that's causing things to sink, is another, because the mud is going to be loose. You know, I want the mud to dry, and I want it to be a lot harder soil underneath here, while before I start packing it with, you know, removing all the floors, start packing it with like sand, and then, you know, putting some concrete footers, and then doing that. So before I start doing that, I'm going to temporarily, you know, prevent these floors from sagging a little bit. These floors have sagged a little bit because of this water. And I can actually, I think I have some footage of the amount of water that was inside this crawl space previously that I didn't really know existed, and I was like, holy crap. But yeah, that pump's doing its job, and it's actually going to drain very soon, but it's actually at the lower level, so that's filled up pretty quick. Again, it's raining a lot outside. It's really gloomy and rainy, and the water level is pretty high. You know, this is Ohio. There's a lot of mud. Not the best, you know, draining soil that we have here. So hopefully, you know, this does its job, and you can see that it's really working out really well. And I'm gonna have some couple of zip ties. You're gonna zip up these wires around here so that, you know, the wire's not dragging over there. And then you know, hopefully I get a chance to record it. I don't want to stand here the whole time, you know, trying to record the event. But you can see that, you know, that water, you know, the other pump, which is the same size, was submerged under the water, while the float was, you know, still not activated. The sensor in the float was still not activated. Well, this one, you know, it's going to be relatively low. So I definitely like this pump better than the other one. Definitely.